Hi, it's Kristen from Usborne, and I'm going to talk to you about some fantastic books for older toddlers, preschoolers, and kindergartners. There are so many amazing book series for this age group, but one of my favorites is the Look Inside series. And so there are 9 of these currently. This one is Space, this one is Our World. They have tons of amazing information, and they approach it in a way that allows your child to be engaged in the process of learning. And so there are tons of flaps here. This one's going through the different parts of the earth with the core and the atmosphere here. And then it even goes through different areas of the earth. And it has so many flaps to lift, ways for your child to be engaged in the process of learning. This one is a really great book. So if it's a topic that your child particularly likes, or one that you'd like them to know more information about, or if you want to teach them something, they're really great for that. This is a fantastic series. The next one is the Big Book of Big Animals. Now there are 11 big books right now. And no surprise, but they're really big. Now kids love these because they can stretch out on the floor with them and open them up. They're just huge. And there's great information in here. There's beautiful pictures in here. All sorts of things about animals in this one. We have trucks. We have one about big trucks, big machines, sea creatures, a lot of different ones in this series. Next is 1,000 Things to Eat, and in this book there are actually 1,000 pictures of things that you can eat. And so this one's a great one for expanding your child's vocabulary, teaching them more about something, or even taking it with you to a restaurant so they have something to look at while the food is coming. Just a great busy book too. This one is one of our Shine a Light books. Now, if you're not familiar with the series, they're extremely popular and very, very unique. So in these books, there's a story that you can read, and what you do is you take a flashlight. I'm going to use my phone because a phone can work too, and you actually shine a light behind the page that you're reading, and you see a picture that shows up there. I don't know if you can see that right there, but there's the gears in the train. And then in this one, and so all the pictures that you see are actually part of the story. And so you shine the light, and here you see the picture of the man pouring the gasoline or the fuel into the train. These are really unique series. My 4-year-old, he loves them. We have one about animals and camouflage. That's a great one. There's Animals on the Seashore. Those are great books. This one's just a really fun picture book. It's called A Tale of Two Beasts. I like this one because it's a great lesson for kids on seeing two sides of a story. So it goes through and it starts out with this little girl who goes through and she sees a little animal and she takes him home and she gets him warm and she does all sorts of things with him. And then as you go through the book, it changes. And then all of a sudden it gives you the same exact story but from the animal's perspective. He didn't see it quite the same way. So I just think it's a great lesson for kids on seeing two sides of things. Next one is a Lift the Flap word book, and this is a great introduction to sight words. And so this one it's interactive, so it's much better than just flashcards or any kinds of rote memorization or things like that you might use. So for toddlers, this interactive Lift the Flaps is great. And so they have these simple words that are very phonetic. So you'd have dog, and then you can lift it up and see if you were right and see that that is a picture of a dog. And then on the opposing page are all the options that they have with these words. And so here you see the dog, and you can see it that way too. And so they have animals, they have different verbs, there's body parts and clothing, a lot of different opportunities to start your child on sight words. One of our other really popular series is our White Plain books. And these are basically dry erase books. And so they come with some pens. And what you can do is you open up the book and the child will write on there whatever is asking. So here it's asking for it to trace different numbers, to count things. And so the great thing about these is that there are so many of them, you can really pick one that is honing in on a skill that you're trying to work on with your child. There's first letters here, there's first words, there's math, there's activity books, mazes, all sorts of things that you can choose from. Also big for this age group is emerging readers. And so here are 2 of our phonics books. So this one is just one book. This one's Raccoon on the Moon, and as you can see, it's pretty thin. And then this one is Cow Takes a Bow and Other Tales. And so this has several of those previous ones, like the raccoon book, in here. And so what it has is very simple text that's great for starting your child learning. And so it was created alongside with a linguist. And so these words are very phonetic. And they have great stories. A lot of them are silly stories to keep kids engaged. And what I really like about them is that they also have in the back a lot of different activities that you can do with your child to further engage them in the process of reading. And another type of books that we have, this isn't one of those, but we also have dual readers, which have one type of text on the top, which is a simple type of text for young readers, and then text on the bottom for an adult or an advanced reader to read. And so the child can read the text on the top, or you can read with them and take turns. The child reads on the top and then you read on the bottom. But the great thing is they both stand alone on the dual readers. And so you can read or they can read, and it'll still make sense. It's great. And then finally, this is just a fun one. This is a muddle and match book, and there are 5 of these, and they are fantastic for alliteration. So as you can see here, it says, Marvin the mighty monkey moves toward the mark on the map to meet the mysterious magical meerkat. But then they can switch it, and they can make different animals. And there's a new set of text. And so they can mix and match them, and never the same story twice. And so it's just a really fun book. You can use it to work on phonics, with the phonetic letters, with the alliteration, or they can just have fun and mix it up, and you can tell them silly stories. Just a really fun book here.